What's good, everybody? Glitcherville23 here. Hey, man, I told y'all I would continue the J. Cole off-season reactions for y'all. So today, I really wanted to react to this anyway. And y'all can see my man Shaq over here. He reacted to it too. Applying Pressure, the off-season documentary. I don't care really about the views on this one at all. But I just wanted to make a reaction to this because this helps me to get understanding of what I'm gonna see or what to expect with the off season album, because as soon as I listen to Omari, I'm just going straight in to listen to the album. I know he released a video for Applying Pressure, but after Omari, I'm just listening to the album. So without further ado, let's get into it.
What made you say off season?
I had a mixtape called A Warm Up. At that time, I was trying to get a deal. I felt like I was this close to getting a deal with somebody just because my music was good and I had like a little bit of connections to the industry. But I had just graduated college. I was broke, nigga. I was like struggling to pay my rent. I ain't had no job. And I was kind of being complacent because I had crazy music. And I was kind of chilling, like as if that was good enough to get me to where I needed to go.
Yeah.
And I had a realization. One time, nigga, I'm in a party. I'm drunk and I'm high. So I had to leave the party and go to the backyard. So I'm back there paranoid, like, oh my God, like, nigga, I'm going through it. Nigga, life is on me, nigga, rent, all my college friends.
This kind of sounds like a skill he talked about on the Sideline Story, which is still to this day the only like full length project I've heard from J. Cole. But it's very interesting already where he's going with this, and how this is kind of like a casual conversation between him and 21 Savage, which I think everybody, majority of people already agree the track that they have on the off season is probably the best one, so we're about to see though.
Went and got jobs, nigga, I'm over here doing some rap shit, and these niggas walk in the backyard to come find me, and they're like, yo, we want to holler at you right quick. Bro, it turned into an intervention. These niggas was like, hey, bro, what you doing? You say you want to do this music shit, but like all you doing is really just like hanging out, partying and shit. Mind you, one part of me is like, nigga, y'all, I be with y'all niggas. Like, the fuck are you talking about? But when they was talking, bro, I swear to God, I sobered up quickly. It was almost like I was on the stage. Nigga, literally, after that, I thought about basketball. Why I ain't making it basketball? Nigga, I love to play. And at this point, I'm 21 years old, 22. And I'm like, nigga, why you didn't make it in basketball? Because you wasn't fucking working. You thought you'd be outside dribbling the fucking ball, doing something, when really niggas was in the gym with trainers, like putting in work, shooting 1,000 shots a day, and your dumb ass over there thinking you doing something, mimicking Iverson. Yeah. So it was like, yo, do you really want to look back 10, 20 years from now with this music?
That makes sense. Like, he said that he felt he was putting in the work, but he's not nearly putting in as much work in as all these other people, He was thinking about that music, with music and basketball, and at the time of recording this, it just came out that J. Cole's career in the Africa Basketball League is like, it's finished for right now. Apparently he's having some family issues, so pray for let's pray for J. Cole and his family, but I mean, he was saying just there are actual people putting in work compared to what you're doing right here. That's facts, man. That's facts.
Shit, and be like, the reason you didn't make it in music because you ain't put in the work. So I was like, fuck it. That was where the warm up came from. Every day, nigga, I woke up, wrote verses, made beats. So, and so all that to say, the off season was like the same concept. Like, right. One more time before I leave, like before I feel like I'm like fulfilled in this game, let me try to reach new heights from a skill level standpoint. Remember I told you about the 7-minute drill? Mm-hmm. Like, I put myself through drills. I really try to work on my craft to like just reach new heights and push myself. So that's why I call it the off season. I know that was a long answer, but shit, nigga.
Yeah. That's hard.
I'll play you the third joint.
Oh, are we getting a track? So he said he wanted to reach new heights with this album. And that's what people be going on about, you know. He definitely hit some new heights with it. So, man, and just hearing it from himself, you know, that got me really hyped. That got me really hyped for what people will probably consider his best album since 2014, Forest Hills Drive. So, let's see. Let's see what it's about. We're going to see what it's about after Amari.
This past 5 years has been a fight against comfort. I was chilling. What I noticed was with that feeling of comfort, I'm like, damn, this is the moment that a lot of your favorite rappers hit a crossroad where they did what the fuck they set out to do, and then the fruits of their labor started working against them. That same energy and that same like passion they put into the craft was gone, and it was replaced by like comfort and luxury.
Okay.
I like the swing. You like them too? Yeah. Swings could be some of my if I had to get one, yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, this shit's hard.
Gangster, bro.
You right in the back right here?
That's a lot of
Shit
shit.
right here, back.
My life is just mad routine at this point, and I like it. So to go shoot a video, to shoot a doc, to even just come downstairs and do this, yeah, I swear to God, bruh, I swear to, yo, that's the level of like comfort / laziness that I've reached in my life. Imagine that when applied to music and a craft and a sport that literally you can't get comfortable in.
What's up, brother?
Good morning. I knew you was up. I had to make a real decision. Are you okay with getting comfortable, chilling, mailing it in, waiting around on inspiration? If this is as high as you ever got, not career success-wise, but from a skill level, like have you wrote your best song? Did you leave no stone unturned creatively? And when I thought about that feeling, I was like, nah, I'm not cool with that.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, just the way, like, it's so factual. It is so factual what he's saying in this documentary right now. He's like, man, if this was your last rhyme, was it the best that you could do? And are you just gonna settle with like where you're at right now? You just become lazy, like. And J. Cole's like, nah, man, nah. I gotta go to that next level, you know. And he set the bar high. He definitely has set the bar high, you know. But it's like, at the same time, where's he go from here? This is dope, man. I forget I'm reacting to this right now, you know, because it's like inspirational, you know. This is really inspirational.
You already know you fresh into it. So you ain't got no choice but to answer.
When Melissa told me she was pregnant, it was like almost like a clock went off.
Oh,
like before.
Oh snap! Oh wait! I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, he already has kids. And he does have a wife, you know. Because I remember seeing like an old interview of J. Cole where he mentioned that the girl that he was with, she's the one, you know. So I'm pretty sure he's still referring to the same girl.
Or life completely changed, I was like, damn, I need to refocus, wake back up, and lock back in and begin the process of like the fall off, which is reaching its highest height before I feel like I can like comfortably just relax. First thing came on my mind, I was like, yo, I gotta go back to Muhammad's crib.
Oh, nah, you can look, bro. It's a whirlwind in that bitch. That shit like Mount Everest, nigga. Get out of here. You ain't paying no rent, nigga. That's only for rent niggas, nigga. We are at the legendary Muhammad House. And this is where Cole stayed in when he moved to New York to go to St. John's. This house right here has been a lifeline because even when times were difficult, he struggled with certain things, like the owner treated him actually like a friend, almost like a son in a sense, so he worked with him.
Cole? Cole?
2016. This is prior to KOD, if I'm not mistaken. This is prior to KOD. He's really just mixing all his stuff in this this tiny room, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Just the dedication that you just see throughout this video. It's insane.
Scared the shit out of me. This is 2016. Forest Hills Drive had been out. Like, I'm at the peak. And I'm like, coming back here. This might be my last moment of moving how I used to move. Waking up every day dolo, just being able to write, focus on music. I came up here for like 2 months. Every morning I woke up, I had to write a verse before I can go to the city and go to the studio. And then after the studio, got to drive all the way back to Queens, wake up here, write again, record again, and then go. I remember Pharrell, one of the first times I had worked with him, he was like telling me how he had his life on a schedule. He came to the studio for certain hours. He was like, I only come to the studio from this time to this time, and I don't take shit home with me. I was probably 24, 25 when he said that, and I remember feeling like, damn, that's weird, because I'd be in the studio all fucking day. Like, if I stayed in the studio anything less than 12 hours before I had kids, it was a failure of a day.
Dude, that's what's crazy, man. You hear all these artists, they be telling their stories about staying in the studio like all day and stuff like that. But like, how much work actually gets accomplished? Like, look at Pac after he was released from jail. He made All Eyes on Me, and pretty much the rest of his discography after he passed away, like, as soon as he got out of jail. That's what's crazy, man. He had a lot of dedication and work. And as you can see for J. Cole, he said if he spent in the studio less than 12 hours a day, it was considered a failure, you know? Where, like, other rappers, they just be making their stuff, they may be making whole albums in less than 12 hours, you know? So, J. Cole just really... It's insane to see how much he actually cares about his craft, you know? He said before leaving the studio, before he left for the studio, he had to write a verse, you know? And then working with the producer, he only works on certain times. Certain times. So, there's a lot more to it than what I'm pretty sure any of us thought there was before this documentary.
About 2 years into being a father, I remember like, oh, you need a schedule where your family knows that this is your time in the studio and this is the time when I'm at home on family mode. It's something that I needed to do because I'm not...
That's another thing you be hearing rappers talk about. They be like, bro, they spend the days in the studio, but they gotta remember that they're like a father, you know? Like, I know I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it, but the interview where Akon explains Eminem's working abilities. You know, he works at like a 9-to-5 job. You know, and I'm pretty sure everyone's seen that interview, but it, like, when Akon realized that, he said it changed his perspective of work time, you know? So that's the same thing J. Cole's saying right here. Like, he has to make time for his family and for hip-hop. He had to balance the two.
Shortcut on the family side. So I put the studio in the house for that reason. It's like I love being able to work knowing my family is right upstairs.
Oh, that's cool. This was the track that he released prior to the off season.
When you don't write for a while, you wait around for the inspiration. That's the thing that I had to cut out, because you can wait forever and nothing will ever come. And then when you come back, one of the main things I noticed in the process is like the trust you have in the things that you say or the things that want to be said, like the ideas that come to your mind that want to come out and they want to be written down, you second guess them because you haven't been in the momentum of trusting and seeing results. So that first line that comes, you're like, oh, no, that's trash. No, I said some shit like that before. No, that's corny. Instead of just being like, yo, it's a first line. Write the shit down and trust that it'll lead you to the second line and to the third. You know what I mean? So like,
Hey, what he said right there. I feel like a lot of people need to listen to that more. You know, you just gotta trust what you go with. You know, I definitely feel that, like writing essays and stuff like that. You know, like you don't know like the first line. If you don't think that first line is perfect, and this is how it really used to be, then you don't know where to go from there. But it's like you just gotta stick with it. The first thing you think of, you just gotta write down. You know. And you saw him, he's like, maybe I said this already, maybe that's corny, you know, maybe it doesn't make sense, it doesn't fit in the context of the song, you know, but, you won't know until you go for it, you know? Go for mines, come on, man, come on, that wasn't even intended, that's tough.
I had to just start showing up.
Bucket.
When I really fell in love with rap, it was a matter of like sport. I started realizing the parallel between the rapping for me and basketball. I gotta operate at a high skill level, and the only way you're gonna operate at a high skill level is putting in the hours, you know what I mean, the practice. So it's like coming down to the...
As a basketball player, man, that's so true. That's so true, man. Especially basketball, because you can't do it on your own. It's so true. Like, and I will admit, like, past few years I have been slacking off a bit. I'm really gonna try to get back into it, you know, because it's a game I love it. I really do love the game so much. It's been my life for almost 10 years, you know. So there's so much that I just can relate to with this documentary right now. And the basketball comparison to hip hop, I've been making that comparison since I first listened to hip hop. You know, I do see a lot of similarities in it. You know, and that's why I love it so much. You know, because I feel like as long as I've played basketball, you know, hip hop's like the second thing that I love. So it is what it is.
Off season,
but to get better, you have to train.
Like, damn, this is the time to get better. So I have to continuously come up with ways to reignite. Write one verse, do a drill, make a beat. I didn't know how long it would take, but I knew it would take time. And it literally took years of practice, writing, trying, shooting, sharpening the pen to like get it to a level that I feel like it's been like in the past couple years, like it's there.
That was the track with 21 Savage,
It's almost
if
like
I'm not
you
mistaken.
treated those features as an album, as like a project.
Facts, yeah.
Is that how you thought of it?
Yeah, because it was a mind state. When you put yourself in...
Hey, I haven't... That was one thing that, like, I don't really know about is J. Cole and his features, you know? Obviously, there's the A Lot song with 21 Savage, but I don't even remember J. Cole's verse from that, so if y'all guys want to see a reaction to that, I'll be down with it, you know? But I be hearing he be killing his features, and I haven't heard a J. Cole feature yet, but somebody give me some suggestions down in the comments.
Uncomfortable moments, you find out a lot about yourself. And usually you find out that you're capable of rising to that bar that's set by that uncomfortable situation. So what's something I can do? Yo, when somebody bring you a feature, say yes. I was looking at it like an opportunity for growth.
You think the era that you grew up in drove you to want to have the skill set that you got?
Hell yeah. Do you really want to look back and be like, you didn't work with nobody? You didn't have no songs with nobody, that you just cool with that? No, okay. So start saying yes to some features. similarly, it was like that with letting people know, yo, the off season, it's a boy, the fall off is coming. It's like, yo, now that the possibility.
I think he's referring to KOD not having any features. Because if I'm not mistaken, the features on there were like some kind of like alter ego he was going with on that album. You know, and honestly, I feel like a lot more people need to start listening to that. It's cool that you want to be an independent artist and everything, but I'll take NF for example. NF, for example, has not... Clouds, he worked with two rappers for the very first time, and they were both solid tracks, you know? And I feel like him getting out of his comfort zone was a good thing, you know, because you don't want to be remembered as just somebody who did their music all alone. You know, that's no fun. Like, and with the way the media is nowadays, people get so hyped when these collabs happen. Like, seeing another J. Cole and 21 Savage collab, that exploded. NF with Hobson or Tech 9 exploded. Ilm and Juice WRLD, that definitely exploded. You know? Like, it's just like... And, like, back in the day, it was the same thing. It was the same, like, thing. Like, back in the day. People used to go crazy over these collabs, you know? Like when Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg reunited on Still DRE or the next episode for 2001. You know? So, the collab tracks are always fun. They're always experimental. You may not like them all the time, but you gotta appreciate the effort of the experiment.
Of not doing this shit seems real, and I'm at peace with that. Don't have a regret. There's songs on here in this whole fall off era that I've been sitting on for years. Just tweaking, making better. Even like a Middle Child, that was for the fall off. But then I'm like, do you really want to wait to drop this fucking song? So I'm like, yo, fuck it. We just put out Middle Child like as a single. And that shit went crazy.
He said Middle Child was for the fall off. And the fall off is going to be his last album. Imagine waiting. Oh my. So not only was he working on off season, but he's working on his final project already. Oh my god, man. We're not going to see that album until like I'm not going to see that album until I'm in college. That's tough.
You know, I never came up here when you came back.
Oh yeah, man. Now normally I would just hoard that shit. And similarly, yes, I've been hoarding songs because I'm like, no, I made this for the fall off. This is too special. Now over the years, they've gotten better. So maybe some of them have like fallen to the wayside, you know what I mean? And like they won't make it. I still got more work to do, especially on the fall off specifically. I got a few more songs I need to write. I got more tinkering I need to do. But the vision, I finally got this shit sculpted and I can see this shit. Like, for a long time, I just knew what I wanted to do, but I just couldn't see it. It was just like, this is the most ambitious shit I've ever done. It's a patience and a trust. It's a tightrope to walk, but I'm walking that shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me make sure nothing else. Okay, that's it.
Do it.
All right, Chip, we ready?
Hey, we're not getting into that yet. Oh, man. That felt really like... I feel like just seeing that right there, that's just... That tells you everything that you're about to... What to expect for the off-season, for the fall-off when that comes out. It was just so much, man, and... Honestly, these are like... The real fans would watch this. That's what's crazy, you know? Like, almost 5 million views just for, like... What was that, a 12-minute documentary? Like, the real fans will pause it like I did and watch and digest everything he says. So... But man, I'm hyped for the off season, and when the fall off comes off, man, it's gonna dominate the world like the fall off is right now. Like, there's no stopping J. Cole now. Ain't no one topping J. Cole besides Drake. Maybe Drake this year in hip hop. There just isn't. Because now Kendrick is not going to drop. It would not be smart for Kendrick to drop now. But, man, that was real special right there. I like that. I like that. I'm actually giving it a like, you know, so. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. J. Cole, off season, anything, you know. Y'all guys know the rules. But other than that, man, I'm going to do the last reaction of the day, like, literally today. So, I'll see you guys then.